calls attached, huge calls of Mountain here for CBSL to do anything against, and they get it. This is going to be the ace, a clean swipe.
Guardian Angel, George fighting in the corner, RJ goes down, redemption, a bit too late, what's gonna happen? Gabe has no more stun that isn't as his first.
Daigo is jumping in, he's in the middle of the fray. Here comes the tidal wave, jumping in and jumping out. Daigo taking really good.
Back for the switch, but not gonna do much. Nard is just going to be a buy one, take one deal for JBL. They have switched.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. You're still watching the Lenovo LOL Collegiate League 2017 Spring Term Interconference Series. And we'll be going into our third match, the second game of our third match for today, which is between JBL and UPLB. Of course, we will be your shoutcasters. I am Atlas, and with me is Arctic. And going from that game earlier, that was so clean from JBL.
I'm actually proud of him.
John B. Lacson Maritime University. They are so much better performing than they did in the conference series. I did not expect this. But of course, UPLB, they are a very mechanically skilled team. We're going to see if they can up their macro game this time to actually take back a win and make it 1-1 for this game.
Yeah, this is very interesting, as these are actually both first seeds from both Visayas and South Luzon respectively going up against each other. So this is like Clash of the Titans happening right here. And I gotta say, JBL definitely did not disappoint in any way whatsoever. And again, this is just as I'd expect of a team that took down such big teams in the Visayas region. Like, I keep on preaching how all Fu UI were such strong contenders, but JB Lacson defying all the odds. I wouldn't actually be surprised if they make it out of the group stage right here.
Yeah, they seem to be a very good contender for Group C in terms of the semis. But as I said, UPLB is still a juggernaut in how they can just rush to victory. They can just overpower these opponents. But if these opponents don't play the direct fight game, it's going to be very hard for them. We're going to see if JBL can keep the momentum in the cerebral play in this game too.
Indeed. Consistency is key, and hopefully, you know, they don't get too overconfident. Like a 3-0, definitely a great way to start the group stage for them. I mean,
they still need to polish, because there were a lot of instances where UPLB was able to get these small consolations when JBL made these really overconfident rotations, had only 2 members against 4 or 5, and then gave away kills to UPLB. They definitely have to fix that. But that's a smaller problem than just overall macro play, lacking in macro play, and having very narrow, very shallow, narrow, and outdated champion pools.
That's true. And UPLB definitely needs to step up their game. You know, there was a lot of expectation just in general from the team, not from just the time that they started going into the group stage right now, and they definitely have their work cut out for them. JBL clearly showing that they're a strong contender for the LCL, and they do not want to be discounted at all.
What's dangerous about having to use macro play to beat a team is that you have to be consistent. With mechanics, it's like natural to you. After all that practice, after all of those solo queue and flex games, the mouse and keyboard movements just come to you. But with macro play, it really tests your mind. If you're actually intelligent enough to make these calls, follow those calls, and then make these rotations and these pick and bans. That's really the test here. That's really a challenge for JBL. But of course, we're going to see all of that once we get into pick and ban, because that's really that's where the game starts even.
Indeed.
And even before that, the research coming into these champion pools is where the game starts. This is just a culmination of all that preparation. So let's get into Game 2 of John B. Lacson Maritime University Maroon Dragons versus University of the Philippines Los Baños Excelsior.
Yes, and indeed, Clyde gonna be banned out right off the bat from Daigo. No surprise right there. As I keep on preaching how Clyde is such a great champion in that top lane right there.
It's easy to just bait out with you're unmounted, and then they engage on you, and then you generate enough courage to get back. Scarl, very good bait.
Exactly, just that passive uniqueness in general. Looks like Jack's gonna be banned out from Daigo right there. So, you know, they definitely Shy definitely do not want to deal with that Jax. Once again, we have seen how potent that Daigo is on that Jax once he really gets that snowball, even as early as the first few minutes of the game.
Really, yeah, being snowballed because the opposing jungler gets a really bad gank, he gets a double kill, so JBL does not want to risk that. UPLB, on the other hand, bans out two powerhouses in general champions. That's going to be the Karma and the Graves banned out against JBL. We saw earlier how Farmville was just popping off with that Graves. Of course, the Twitch ban against G's, not very surprising. G's is one of those players who are proficient with Twitch. And of course, JBL, same bans as last time, gonna ban out the Ivern, don't want to deal with Slane's Ivern. So, very standard pick and ban here for both JBL so far, but it's all gonna be all about the picks, I think.
Definitely.
And focusing the Renekton. UPLB left Renekton once again open. So it's gonna be another test for UPLB's top laner's champion pool. If he goes for a Gangplank, a Darius, it's going to be very hard. Because if Shy is looking at Shy, it seems like he's always been playing these lanes very safe, very consistently, very proficiently. But that's gonna be, wait for the response from UPLB.
So there you go. And you know what the interesting thing about the Renekton? Sure, he's actually pretty strong. Like overall, like as a top laner, definitely at the top of the ladder, I'd say. But then again, there's like a lot of champions that could counter him at the same time. So it's up to UPLB if they're actually gonna go for that route. And if a champion that could actually counter a Renekton is within Daigo's champ pool right now, because we have been seeing some sort of a repetition of what Daigo has been using, like the Jax, for example. So I haven't really seen anything else outside of what he's shown
outside of the pool and inside the meta. Not very optimal picks, but looking at UPLB Excelsior, even the Lulu pickup from Dash, I think, is enough. Not enough, but rather one of the ways that they can mitigate this this Renekton. Because having that Renekton just polymorph once he goes in is going to be very painful for that. Excelsior going for Eminem's Anivia. Very interesting pickup here.
Yeah.
Lots of survivability to match the sustain coming from Owl's Vladimir.
That's actually a good point right there, because again, Vladimir, actually, I consider Vladimir quite strong, especially with that Banshee's Veil.
Yes. New Banshee's Veil.
So, but yeah, I mean, Anivia is actually a great choice to go up against Vladimir, just because like when you think Vladimir, you're kind of thinking you want to keep up with the sustain that he has, that you kind of like Anivia. Sure, it's not necessarily a sustain kit, but because of that passive, it's actually pretty, I'm actually surprised. It's actually a creative pick going up against the Vladimir for UPLB, and you know they're definitely pulling off the stops this time. Pulling out whatever pocket picks that they have that they feel,
because they really need to. They're back at the wall here. They want to get at least 1 point in this Interconference series. But my worry is Eminem. Eminem is a very mechanically skilled player. I think, yeah, I think he's one of the minds of the team, and having that Anivia might actually mitigate that, because even if all the mechanics in the world will not give Anivia mobility, and that might be something that JBL might be able to exploit. But of course, we're gonna have to see that performance on, because as Eminem, you can definitely put a lot of trust on Eminem here for UPLB. On the other hand, is going to be the Darius. Might be the pickup. Very risky against the Renekton.
Indeed, indeed. And at the same time, I can kind of see why UPLB might want to go for a Darius. I mean, they kind of have the tools to help the Darius going. Because, like, clearly one of the problems that you might have with the Darius going into the mid-late game is how he could get kited a lot. Yeah. But with the Lulu, and at the same time, creatively, with the stunts from the Anivia, along with the wall.
The walls as well.
Exactly. I feel like this is such a level of creativity that we're seeing from UPLB in terms of the composition that they have. But then again, let's go to JBL as we see as Nidalee, actually.
Looks like G's will come back to his hyper-carrying ways on that Tristana, while on the other hand, Farmville on that Nidalee. Kha'Zix was open. Kha'Zix was open for Farmville. I'm not really sure about the Nidalee picks. In 7.9, of course, their Banshee's Veil might be available. It's now an AP item, but I don't think it's enough to bring Nidalee back. So, a pretty questionable pick coming from Farmville here. But of course, the power of the Nidalee, being able to clear fast, very mobile, able to get a lot of damage if she gets ahead. But that's like the caveat here.
Indeed.
If Farmville cannot get ahead, if Farmville cannot get the pressure onto the other lanes, it might be very harmful for JBL and result in a 1-1.
So yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes for them. I haven't seen a Nidalee in quite a while now. In fact, like the last Nidalee I might have seen was actually from Meow from TIP, and I don't think it even went well for him, considering that that was his one of his strongest picks actually for the LCL. So I don't know, maybe JBL has something up their sleeve that they've been reserving for this moment right here. Because
Resident
UPLB.
sleeper.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, we'll just have to see how that pulls out. But yeah, definitely. Overall, there's a lot of interesting stuff here. I mean, we focus on Nidalee and then Daigo on this Darius right here. So again, there's a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of teamwork that needs to be done in order for Daigo to really optimize this Darius right here. Because if ever the Anivia and the Lulu doesn't pull through for him, then that's where Daigo's going to start having problems.
Because that means Owl, Shy, and I can just continue being frontline and destroy the Darius, while G's can just continue free hitting. And the trouble here is if JBL ever reaches the later part of mid game to late game, G's is just going to outrange Benz. And that means Benz needs to dash in very dangerously to actually hit G's. And he can't just continue focusing the front line for JBL because JBL's front line is absolutely dangerous.
Indeed, of course. Ladies and gents, for our search and win, by the way, as the question was earlier, which player upgraded Trinket to Farsight or the Blue Ward, as some might call it, first? Of course, the answer is JBL Shy, and we'd like to express our congratulations, my man, to Patrick Matilga. You win yourself a nifty mystery gift, which will be rewarded to you within 5 working days.
It's probably going to be Friday.
Yes.
Looking at the calendar, it is a Sunday now, but while we're loading into the game, coming into these picks, I think the draft come from JBL was fine this game.
Fine, yeah.
Fine, because last game it was stellar. This game is just fine as we're loaded onto the Rift for Game 2, our last game for today for the Group C between JBL versus UPLB. Let's take a look at the Rift here as our players are just getting into this level 1 lines of scrimmage, maybe invades. We're going to see Mountain Drake being the first dragon of the game. Going to be a very potent target here for both of our junglers. We're going to see how all of that plays out after this level 1.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So we'll just have to see. Again, I actually like the emphasis that they gave on. I agree, JBL had such an amazing composition during that first game against UPLB. Second, it definitely took a step down. Again, it comes down to this Nidalee right here. Sure, it might be a pocket pick for Farmville.
Look at all those badges.
Jeez, look at the badges though. Okay, maybe I'm being proven wrong right here. That's a level 7 badge for Farmville right there. But sometimes, sure, pocket picks are excellent, but you really have to look at what's going on for you as far as what the enemy team has, because I feel like even just the Anivia, like there's a lot of things that could go wrong for Farmville on this
Farmville, if he ganks, is going to be very dangerous. Very squishy jungler on that Nidalee. If he ganks Daigo, it might be dangerous. If he tries to counter gank, or if he gets counter gank, then Slane can just easily one-shot him. Very squishy indeed. And at this level of the game, he doesn't have the same amount of damage that can be brought out by the other jungler. He does have the he does have the camp clear, speed, and the mobility to jump around the map, but still very dangerous picking that Farmville. But the confidence from it might pull them through.
Indeed. And I feel like with this Nidalee for Farmville, if anything, if he really wants to make use of this composition, I feel like there's a lot that he can actually do as far as ganking the mid lane, because Anivia, sure, she does have that stun, but at the same time, let's say if the Vladimir and the Nidalee were to be systematic about their directions going into on the Anivia, like the Anivia can only choose one target with that stun. If anything, the other will probably receive the wall, but Nidalee can easily jump over that. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. Again, they just have to play this composition smart within the early phases of the game. But going into the mid and late game, if Farmville doesn't make things happen for this Nidalee, then that's where things are going to get very, very tricky for him, and it might be something he will regret if he doesn't get things going. But then again, we'll just have to see how this goes.
Actually, I think JBL can afford to have a little slower game plan here for the bot lane. Of course, Lucian Lulu, very potent bot lane, able to just chunk it down. Able to just chunk them down means that G's has to back off. Already burnt the potion as well. Seems like Farmville wants to focus here. Seems like Slane, detected by that ward, might be in a dangerous position if Shy goes in. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Slane might actually be the one to get slain there. And first blood, indeed, going to be going to Farmville and Shy. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think, really, Slane should have expected that to be warded. Because as a top lane, and most of these junglers start red side.
Exactly.
They start red side and they transition to the top, and they're nearer to the top lane once they have cleared. Because usually red side clears have a lot more flexibility when it comes to who they gank or pressure first. So he should have known that Shy probably had that ward there after the second wave appeared.
And that's actually a good point that you raised because it's pretty much textbook at this point. Once you hit the 3-minute mark, that's where a potential gank might starting unless there's some kind of surprise cheese play. But other than that, it's very textbook indeed. That, yeah, I mean, that was very awkward actually. Interesting mistake, especially for UPLB.
And I didn't see any pings there. It could have been the voice comms as well, but if the voice comms were and the pings were there, then Daigo should have known and should have informed his jungler that there likely was going to be a ward there. It seems like that was not the case here. A fight here in the bot lane.
Yes, indeed. Yaotza, they're going really hard onto the Illusion, though that's going to be the shield, though things might get tricky. Tristana forced to jump out, though Demigod going to proc the heal, and wow, still no casualties just yet.
That is going to be Slain rotating down here. No wards for JBL to signal something, but they should be expecting this.
Slain gonna go in for the kill, and that is gonna be Demigod going down. G's actually forced to flash out for his life, and that is gonna be a 1-for-1. I mean, not 1-for-1, but 1-for-0.
G's and Demigod, they should have expected that. It seems like they will be going for this bot lane dive. G's no longer has any flash or any escapes. Oh, that's gonna be Daigo taking out Shy. That is not good for JBL.
Confidence indeed. That's going to be... I mean, he still technically doesn't have the reset for the jump yet, but he definitely got the job done. So, wow.
And that's so dangerous. Staying there after Demigod got taken down. Actually, staying there after that fight was already dangerous. As for the top lane, even though I'm pretty sure Renekton beats Darius in a 1v1 matchup, but you still have to respect the hemorrhage.
Exactly.
Respect the damage that can come from that Darius. Because he can just apprehend you after you dice out. So you need to be prepared for that.
Indeed. And, you know, despite getting the first blood for JBL, still UPLB with the upper hand with that 2-kill difference in their favor, though still very early to tell. Goal difference not really as significant just yet. Again, I feel like at the end of the day, it's all on Farmville to make something happen. Because if Slain actually gets more dominance over over Farmville in this case, then Farmville's Nidalee, it's gonna be very
useless. It's gonna be like that Pantheon from earlier, where if Nidalee gets behind, she's absolutely useless. Cannot go for any damage. The javelins don't do any damage, and it's too dangerous for her to jump in with pounce and swipe. So really, JBL, Farmville really needs to step up here. He has that 1 kill, but he needs to step up and continue that pressure because there's a lot more pressure on the Nidalee to scale and get the kills and ganks out compared to the Kazakhs.
Not to mention the fact that I can't even really blame Farmville right now because looking at all the lanes, they're actually quite pushed out. That actually minimizes his potential to actually translate this Nidalee pick to potential ganks.
Especially here in the bot lane, because Tristana does naturally push the lane with a passive from that explosive shot.
That might be tricky actually for them, that being said. And
it's just always pushing out against a Kazakhs. Naturally pushing out against a Kazakhs is very dangerous, considering, you know, Kazakhs really wants to get those assassinations out. And if he can continue camping this bot lane without consequence, then that's going to be very bad for JBL. Seems like UPLB trying to get some deep vision here to try and predict where Farmville might be. It's actually huge. Slain checking the camps here gives UPLB at least information that, yes, JBL will probably be around top side.
And exactly, for Farmville here, actually lingering around the top lane, trying to see if he can get a gank on. But again,
this might be another dive here.
We'll just have to see, though. Demigod actually getting this passive stun onto Dash right there. Will this translate to a kill, though? G's actually going in, actually getting the kill onto the support. But then again, here comes Slain. Will be taking down Vance. JBL Demigod actually, as a result, though, Slain trying to do what he can. Actually, Red Buff not enough to take down G's. G's Louise indeed, but looks like both the bot laners for JBL will be able to survive. Here comes Eminem, gets the stun, gets the kill onto G's Louise.
G's way too greedy in this lane.
But yeah, luckily it translates, but looks like there's more action here happening. There it goes. Will the Rector be going down, though? That's the question.
What gets the heal? Will get the heal
go.
for him. Plus, Farmville might have that heal for him as well. The kill onto Renekton will actually equalize the gold in this lane. But UPLB getting a really good push here in the bot lane after the dominance from Benz and Dash. And Jeez is being so greedy here.
Indeed.
He should just play the control game there in the bot lane. Have some restraint. Getting those 2 kills there is great. But staying there to try and get that kill onto Slain still was way too ambitious, especially knowing that Eminem was already roaming down there. He should have known that Eminem was roaming down there as soon as he left the minimap.
Indeed, and if you're going to look at the kills right here so far, I mean, commendations to Farmville, 2-0 for the Nidalee. This is what we've been expecting. You know,
Plus
Nidalee
a really
has to make
good
something happen.
farm advantage against Slane as well, and they're really doing their best to defend this bot lane turret. They don't
Actually-
want to give away first turret blood.
Indeed, and he actually gets the red buff from, manages to steal the red buff from Slane from UPLB's own jungle. So I gotta commend Farmville. So far it's working, but we'll just have to see if it actually translates to
Demigod.
something.
Dangerous position here. Oh no, he's gonna jump in.
And oh no, JBL forced to walk away from this. Jeez, actually manages to avoid the culling here. The chase is still on for UPLB. Will they continue though? Still no
They
jump for
should
the
back
Kha'Zix,
off.
and they will back off. Although that turret very dangerously though, forcing both G's and Demigod will have to give up that turret for now. First turret going to UPLB.
Yeah, I think G's and Demigod are way too greedy. They have to play this defensively. That's what the Braum pick is for. And even though Braum pick, that Braum pick gives them the concussive blows with a Winter's Bite, that's still no reason to go in because Benz and Dash on that Lulu Lucian combo is just going to always out damage you in that all in.
Indeed. But look at Daigo. They're actually getting this little duel of their own in the top lane. But here, Farmville actually lingering around the mid lane.
Ooh, top lane fight.
Oh,
Shy
no.
not respecting the Noxian Guillotine.
Yautza actually goes down to Daigo. That is going to be another kill for UPLB and only makes Daigo a lot more potent.
That's really bad coming from Shy. Of course, at this point in the game, Daigo already has a kill plus a little bit of farm. I think you have to respect the Noxian Guillotine and the Hemorrhage combination.
Indeed.
Because that just overpowers the health you gain from Dominus.
And wow, look at Owl actually trying to get the kill onto Daigo. Will this be possible? Daigo actually very low on mana. Will he be able to translate this? And yes, gets the kill. Will be able to survive. But the Kha'Zix actually lingering around. Will Slane be able to
may
respond?
have
Here
Sanguine
comes the
Pool.
teleport though from Shy. It looks like Slane will continue with that
That was
teleport.
a 2-for-1 teleport, scaring away Slane and then teleporting him back to lane. Seems like Farmville actually gets a solo kill against Benz there, which
Wow.
gives G's a little bit more free time here to catch up on CS, because earlier he had barely half of Benz's CS. So now here, this actually gives a little bit of control onto the dragon
but
here.
Here we go, a little bit of a dragon skirmish right here. Dash actually getting the polymorph onto Farmville, not really translating to anything just yet. Eminem procs the wall, jumps over Jeez Louise, and looks like they still decide to go for this Mountain Drake, but still very interesting though.
Owl is
actually
coming.
resets. And here we go, Owl coming for you. Eminem Slane and Dash forced to back away as they look like they will be continuing this Mountain Drake.
Seems like Shy is walking down there again just for insurance in case Slane wants to go back in. But seems like this Mountain Drake will be in the hands of John B. Laxon University Maroon Dragons.
Yes, indeed. Very, very good for them. And it basically sets everything back into even playing field as far as the goal that they have,
Demigod.
despite not having a turret just yet.
Might be dangerous to stay here, but they do have Farmville for the support.
Indeed. No, Farmville could get a little bit of heal onto Demigod, but still very, very dangerous if ever.
There is no ward here for UPLB. They are vulnerable if they push it out, but it seems like they have some restraint.
Oh,
Oh!
no, Farmville actually going in onto Dash, not actually translating just yet. That blasting
That's
cone
huge.
out of there.
The wild growth is gone for around a minute or so. So that means JBL has that opportunity to get another, say, a repeat gank coming from Farmville. But here's Shy. He has the Tiamat against Daigo, who has the Kindle Gem and the Phage. It means he doesn't have a lot of tank stats, which means he should just not try and duel him at this point in the game.
Exactly. I definitely understand why a Tiamat would still push for the Tiamat on the Renekton, because technically, because of the axe from Darius, like, that's actually pretty good clear against the shove. So the Tiamat actually is a good balance to that, just to make sure that he isn't restrained to just under his turret. That way, he can control the wave a little bit under his own terms as well.
Dangerous. If Daigo gets another kill here or Slane, it might be very, very hard for JBL to stop that onslaught with that Juggernaut. But of course, he does have that Dominus. If he gets a double kill, that's very potent.
There goes Owl, actually lingering on, will be caught out by that control ward though from Eminem. Eminem actually getting a little bit of damage onto Owl right there. But yeah, Shy actually in a little bit of danger right here. We did see Slane kind of lingering around, so at any moment, I definitely feel that they might go for a tower dive if they could get more information on the location of where JBL
dangerous
is at.
though. If Slane gets caught with a Ruthless Predator down there, up there with that dive, it's going to be very dangerous.
No, G's actually going in onto Benz right here. Cracks the culling, but Demigod
get
progging like a
dunked.
pro. But yes, that's going to be the jump. G's gets the kill. G's Louise. My goodness, that is going to be another kill for JBL.
An easy kill there with Demigod being the front line.
And
Slane.
look at Farmville, the damage that he's dealing onto Slane. Forced to back away, though, will be jumping away, but Slane will get the ult from the Lulu. Here comes Owl, though, gets blocked away with the wall there. Dash actually flashes over that wall in exchange, but Owl still gets the kill. Imagine that. That wall wherein supposedly it was supposed to protect actually became a hindrance for Dash.
Yeah, and UPLB, that decision was so bad because they know that Benz died, and they know that Dash is around there, right? But making that rotation to try and go for a kill means that if they ever get into that extended fight, it's going to be G's and Demigod first to respond to that. And even if they had won that little fight there near the river, if G's and Demigod had rotated after that, it would have been 2 more kills. 4. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Ben's actually taking a lot of damage. The kill will be going to Demigod, though. Another kill for JBL. And this will give a lot more options for JBL as to what they wish to pursue, whether it be an inner turret, perhaps push mid, all up to them.
Yeah, G's has the gold advantage now. But 0-4 and 3 Lucian is going to scale much slower than this hyper carry G's, who really wants to scale very quickly. Shy still needs to respect the hemorrhage. Look at how Daigo can just chunk him down. Ooh, Farmville gets stunned.
Stunned, but that's going to be very dangerous. Farmville tries to run away, though. Will get the Ignite to space and will be going down eventually. Owl still trying to seek vengeance for his fallen comrade. Here goes Demigod to support him, and there we go. Slane gets slain by Owl. Yeah, wow, 1 for 1 so far. Very
1 for 1 at the side of the junglers, but I think this hurts JBL a bit more. It seems like Demigod will be roaming there to the top lane. Owl trying to fight out with this bird.
Yes, gets the full combo, but still not enough to take out. Whoa, actually, I take that back. Actually,
the burst from the icicle there is enough to, with the Thunderlord's decree, actually enough to take him out. He was stuck for a long time there because he had to flash in to get that kill against Lane.
Indeed. 10 and 7 now on our score, but here comes G's. Will be joining Shy to help him support against the onslaught. That is Daigo right here. Daigo actually starts to linger around, but
it's
that's
going to be a 3v3. They should expect that the response will be here. If they get triple killed by Daigo here, it's going to be very difficult for them.
Indeed. There comes the but here comes the 3v3 fiasco right there. Eminem actually joins the party. Shy actually takes the full combo from the Inivir right there. There goes the dunk from Daigo. Actually gets stunned, but Demigod survives yet another day. Shy gets the kill onto Daigo. And here comes Farmville actually within the vicinity. This is going to be a 4v3 now. Farmville actually tries to get, Javelin Toss connects onto Dash. And Benz joins the party, but everyone else still no further casualties. 1 for nothing.
I think G's will be able to defend this 4-man here. And wow. Being able to take out Daigo, because that Noxian Guillotine, if it had connected into a kill, it would have been Daigo snowballing through that team skirmish. But because they invested so much in that, it leaves Al a little bit of time here to push this mid lane. Plus, of course, that means that Daigo gets that death there, which allows Shy to continue having some presence there in the top lane.
Yes,
and him not getting that kill there is so painful for UPLB, because they really, because if Daigo gets behind, he won't be able to have a lot of these snowballing team fights where he can just Noxian Guillotine and execute people, behead people during team fights.
Indeed. And that is, of course, yet another turret taken down by JBL from UPLB 2-1. And yeah,
Demigod.
Demigod actually receives the bulk of 3 members of UPLB, but there comes Owl for the stun with the ultimate, though. Eminem trying to get the connect onto the stun, doesn't quite happen, though. Demigod actually gets the knock up onto Dash. Not happening either. I don't know. This is just back and forth. Nothing still, but there goes the Javelin Toss onto Slane, though quite the damage. Forced to jump away. And yeah, still lots of restraint.
JBL in the lead for now with a Drake, and they have vision control over this dragon. However, the gold lead is not enough like last game. JBL can still be shut down by UPLB if they get a bad team fight.
Oh no, Jeez jumps in, but Slane actually jumps as well. Here comes Stun, gets Eminem, but that is going to be the passive. Nivea is up. They actually try to take him down as fast as they can, and that's going to be the shutdown. Benz actually tries to go for the calling, and yes, will be connecting on to Demigod. Takes a bit of damage, still survives to live another day. 12 and 7. JBL.
UPLB not quite on the same page there, getting into that fight. They just kind of scattered around mid lane, which allowed JBL to get that pick off against Eminem. And this gives control of the Ocean Drake to JBL, which gives them a teensy bit of regeneration coming into this mid game.
Indeed. This is actually somewhat interesting from UPLB. We're actually seeing some form of weakness from them, because JBL actually on the same page consistently more than UPLB. So interesting, very interesting, and JBL showing some true grit in this game.
Yeah, the true grit. Even without Grave and Farmville.
Exactly.
Oh man, Benz again.
Oh no, G's actually gets him killed without any trouble whatsoever. Killing spree, my man.
This is the third time that Benz has been taken down just after respawning because there is no vision around the jungle side for UPLB. And all of this means that that's going to be an easily pushed bot lane plus this mid lane as well, which extends the goal lead to 5.2k.
There we go, and then Owl actually is farming up here while JBL actually putting some pressure on this mid lane. So there's actually 2 lanes being pushed right now with Shy actually proceeding to the top. Pressure all across the map here. Will Eminem try to start something here? Not quite happening. There goes the wall. Here comes Daigo. Actually goes for the front line, but wow, Farmville, look at the confidence coming in. Daigo actually the next to go down. Shy getting the kill. Stein actually having this duel on with Owl, but Stein getting the kill. Demigod continues to chase though. There goes the jump in from Jeez. Jeez Louise tries to go surveillance, gets another kill. Slane actually survives yet another game, but
he's
still,
gonna jump in.
That's going to be the jump in. Jeez indeed.
Though.
But indeed, still 1 for 3. JBL is rocking it.
And they are going to try and take this bot lane turret. Death timer should be enough. That's 10 seconds on Daigo and 12 on Benz. This may not be enough for the inhibitor, but it should be enough to take away this bot lane inhibitor turret and have lots of pressure because that inhibitor is open. UPLB can still try and get back into the game. They are 6k, they are 8k gold behind, but their composition is explosive. If they catch JBL in a position that's disfavorable to them, the Darius pickup combined with a Anivia and the Kha'Zix might do a lot of work here, but it's going to be up to their team communication, their macro play, their shot calling. If any shot call is not followed by anyone on the side of UPLB, they will absolutely lose this game.
Speaking of shot call, this is actually one of the problems that I'm having with UPLB. I'm seeing some sort of disconnect that maybe there might be this tendency from UPLB. Sure, they have individually good players, but the teamwork from JBL, the trust in each other,
the respect for each other as well.
Exactly. This is what's making JBL shine so bright in this game that I don't think UPLB is up to par with that kind of coordination.
Is that the best idea?
Not quite. I'm not sure. Owl actually just sustaining. And here we go. Demigod actually going to go on to Daigo. They're going to get the stun. They're actually going to focus on Daigo right now, trying to take him down. There goes Slane. Actually goes into the front. They take a lot of damage. A lot of members from UPLB very low on health right here. It looks like Anivia will be the going to now. Triple kill. Triple kill. And there we go. Benson Dash, the only surviving members left. This might be JBL so strong.
And now they have reached the point that they had earlier in the first match, in the first game for this match. A 10,000 gold lead, or rather now 9,500 gold lead, which means that every single team fight UPLB wants to start, JBL will always be a step ahead in terms of itemization and in terms of strategy.
Step ahead indeed, and this is going to be a very easy Baron.
Very easy. Free Baron. 3 members down, including the jungler, means that this is an easy Baron. I doubted the Nidalee pick at first, but
we're being proven wrong.
Let's look at the replay here. Yeah, Daigo gets the full hemorrhage stack, but because of he's being focused so hard here, he can only get it onto Demigod, and that's not a priority target that you really want to hemorrhage. So even if he uses the Noxian Guillotine, it's not going to result in any resets or any usefulness for your team. And here, the Hemoplague just wipes them out. Triple kill in an instant coming from Owl because of the Hemoplague.
You know what's actually interesting? I was trying to look for Benz in that clash. He actually got a full culling onto G's. It's just that G's
sustained up with
exactly, just sustained it, that it didn't even matter. It didn't even hurt him that much. That at the end of the culling, Benz was caught in such a bad position that he wasn't able to support his fellow UPLB teammates. And again, it all comes down to coordination with your team, which JBL is working. It's just extruding so much.
Yeah, the back row play from JBL has just been on point. And Shy, even with a few mistakes in the early game, not respecting the hemorrhage and the Noxian Guillotine, he's doing work here. Drawing 3 members to the bot lane, almost killing Slane, and not even dying himself means that JBL is free to take top lane. And Daigo being there alone with Eminem means that that's not a lot of pressure, that's not a lot of defense against the onslaught of this G's here. Being able to push these inhibitors so quickly with the attack speed boost of the heal from Nidalee as well.
Look at the damage.
Yeah, look at the damage.
That's a tanky Daigo to begin with, but takes that enough amount of damage.
Because the sustained damage come from Jesus enough to actually penetrate the health that Daigo has.
Exactly.
And at this point, Daigo can't counterattack. He does not have any tools to try and get near JBL. If he tries to get near JBL, it's going to be Demigod stunning him.
Oh no, look at the confidence from Owl. Actually goes in onto most of the members though. Look at the stain. Gets the Sanguine Pool in to get out of there.
Out with full health.
Oh man, Owl actually doing really good. That's gonna be another turret taken by Tristana actually.
Yeah, and this is just a weird pushing configuration. You have 4 members keeping UPLB in their base, and then you have G's pushing into the turrets.
Exactly, and Owl just taking it like a champion that front line, scaring members of UPLB to even respond to the onslaught of a push that JBL is exerting right now. This may potentially be the game if ever UPLB gets caught out in some way.
Daigo gets caught out. Gets the stun onto him.
Oh no, that's going to be all inhibitors down. This is JBL knocking on the Nexus.
Yeah, with 3 inhibitors down, that's going to be the 3rd nail onto UPLB's coffin. It looks like Jeez is not taking a break here.
Might be the final fight right here. Daigo actually goes in, but gets stunned. Oh my goodness, Owl now on a rampage. Daigo might be the next to fall. Very low on health. Goes down to Farmville. Only 3 members left from UPLB. I don't think they can defend this anymore. JBL going in strong. Benz, Eminem's trying to do what they can, but this is not enough. 4 members of JBL converging onto this Nexus turret. Congratulations, JBL 4-0, ending it strong in day 2.
16k gold lead as well. Very, very clean coming from JBL. And as the game ends, that's going to be the last search and win code for you guys. Get that bit.ly, open a new tab, fill the form completely, answer the trivia question, and if you're the first to be correct, you will get that mystery gift in a few working days.
Yes, indeed. So there we go, a little bit of a moment for you guys to get that link right there as we kind of try to recuperate right now, because that was amazing. I'm such a fan right now. Hashtag JBL win indeed. Again, this is the problem that I had with UPLB. We've always considered them so strong, but this is where their weaknesses are actually showing.
They're very strong because they just mowed down South Luzon. And I think because South Luzon doesn't have enough teams that have really good macro play.
Indeed.
That was what allowed them to just overpower with brute force. They're like a bull trying to catch that red capote that is the interconference. That is the semifinals.
And look at
but
JBL.
It seems like here they faltered.
Exactly, like positive KDAs all across the board. And I'm
2 games.
Exactly.
2 games where they had an outstanding lead. And I think it all starts from the draft.
Yeah, like
and the macro play. It starts from the draft, and then the macro play makes it better for JBL and worse for UPLB. Because the team synergy, the team respect for the shot calls, I don't think it's there right now.
And look at the damage.
Yeah, Eminem really did so much work there. 20,000, trying to carry his team, but not enough.
I am absolutely in awe right now. Like, at this point, my expectations, my ranking for JBL just went sky high as far as what they demonstrated right now.
I thought this group wouldn't shine.
Indeed.
But JBL really changed a lot from the conference series, and I'm really pegging them as the Group C semifinalists.
Indeed, indeed. Like, if I had to rank them right now based on the performances that we saw today, JBL, UPLB, TIP, and probably a tie between Xavier and TIP.
But looking at the ranking, seems like JBL might be over here.
Exactly, like way up there.
In relation to Group C, because all the other groups are going to be very hard. And yeah. The comment there was a comment from the captain of JBL, and this is a direct quote, that their game plan was not to let Daigo snowball and ban out all of his champions. So that seemed to work here, because it did work. It did work, giving them a total of 6 points now, and UPLB left with only 3.
And then,
so yes, ban out all of his, most of his signature champs, not all of them, because that would be overkill.
So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the standings here. JBL in the lead, 6 points, 1 step closer. A lot of steps ahead, actually, of potentially getting out as the semifinalists from Group C right here. UPLB coming in 2nd place with 3 points. TIP and Xavier University both at 0 points, respectively, with 2 losses.
And yeah, I think the bans as well that weren't against Daigo directly also denied Daigo.
Exactly.
Because the bans onto the mid lane means that Daigo can't be as reckless as he usually is. The bans for the Ivern means that he doesn't have that really steroid-giving support jungler. And I really like the game plan from JBL there. The reason why I recommended teams to just ban out Eminem and just play around the Daigo's playstyle, because Eminem is really much of a carry. But just banning out one champion from Eminem is actually seems to be enough for JBL. But of course, that is going to be Group C right now for today. We have been giving your shoutcasters. I am Atlas. With me is Vulcan, and we'll be seeing you next week, Saturday, Sunday, for Group A and Group B. And Group A is the death group, as you said.
Indeed.
It's got ADDU, it's got Adn. It's going to be crazy. So stay tuned. We will be live on YouTube and FB Live. Just check out the page for any updates. And of course, we'll be seeing you next week.
happening here? Not quite happening. There goes the wall. Here comes Daigo. Actually goes for the front line, but wow, Farmville, look at the confidence coming in. Daigo actually the next to go down. Shy not getting the kill. Stein actually having this duel on with Owl, but Stein getting the kill. Demigod continues to chase though. There goes the jump hit from Jeez. Jeez Louise tries to go to Brilliance, gets another kill. Slane actually survives. Here we go. Demigod actually going to go on to Daigo. They're going to get the stun. They're actually going to focus on Daigo right now, trying to take him down. There goes Slane, actually goes into front. Takes a lot of damage, a lot of members from UPLB very low on health right here. It looks like Anivia will be the go triple kill! Triple kill! And there we go, Benson, that's the only surviving members left. This might be JB right there.
Down. That's going to be the third nail onto UPLB's coffin. It looks like Jesus not taking a break here.
Might be the final fight right here. Daigo actually goes in, but gets stunned. Oh my goodness, Owl down on a rampage. Daigo might be the next to fall. Very low on health, goes down to Farmville. Only 3 members left from UPLB. I don't think they can defend this anymore. JBL going in strong. Banks, M&M's trying to do what they can, but this is not enough. 4 members of JBL converging onto this Texas Spirit. Congratulations, JBL 4-0, ending it strong in day 2.
16K gold lead as well. Very, very clean.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.